So, like, for number 29, how would
Oh,
you
back to our listener. What's up?
how would you calculate the weighted average?
Oh, are you asking about how we calculate the weighted average shares? That is a great next step.
It is the crucial denominator in the earnings per share formula that every investor watches like a hawk.
Okay, let's unpack this. It is not just a simple head count of shares at the end of the year.
Not at all. We have to time weight them based on exactly when they were actually out in the world.
So if a company starts with 1,000 shares and then issues 600 more in October.
We don't just say they had 1,600 shares for the whole year. That would be misleading.
Exactly, those 600 new shares were only out there for 3 months out of the 12.
So we multiply those 600 shares by 3/12 to find their weighted impact on the year.
Here is where it gets really interesting. What about stock splits or those big stock dividends?
Those are special. We treat them as if they happened on the very first day of the year.
It is like we are restating history to make sure the math stays consistent for all the shareholders.
This ensures that the company's financial health is reported with total accuracy and transparency for everyone.
It is the only way to get a true per share value that actually means something to the market.
Precisely. It brings all those invisible structures together into one clear number that tells the whole story.
This has been such a blast walking through these complex calculations. Yep, go on.
So what about when the shares are acquired as treasury stock?
Oh, you're talking about treasury stock, and that is a perfect addition to our math puzzle.
Right. When a company buys back its own shares, those shares aren't out in the world anymore.
Exactly. They are no longer considered outstanding, so they stop counting toward our average.
Okay, let's unpack this. Just like new issues, we have to time weight these repurchases too.
Precisely. If a company buys back 120 shares on December 1st, those shares are gone for 1 month.
So we would subtract that time weighted amount, 120 times 1/12, from the overall total.
Exactly. It ensures we don't overcount shares that the company itself is now holding.
It really shows why treasury stock is called a contra account. It's literally working against the total.
What's fascinating here is that reducing the shares can actually make the earnings per share look better.
It's one of those invisible corporate moves that can really change the. Oh, yeah.
So the 1,000 shares outstanding, that's the full 12 months.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So that's the full 12 months. And then the 600 shares that were issued on October, it's only 3 months. Is that correct?
You've got it. October, November, and December count as exactly 3 months.
So, okay, let's unpack this. You multiply those 600 shares by 3/12.
That gives those specific shares a weighted impact of 150 for the year.
It's all about making sure we don't treat them like they were there all year.
Exactly. But remember, the stock split or dividend changes the math too.
Right, we have to restate everything as if those happened on day one.
Like we're rewriting history to keep the comparison fair for every shareholder.
That is what makes the weighted average so important for the final earnings.
These invisible adjustments can really change.
Oh, go for it.
So the 120 shares are acquired. Would you subtract that?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Because this is the weighted average for the shares outstanding. So
Oh, go for it.
if 120 shares were be acquired as treasury stock, they would no longer be outstanding.
Spot on. You've got the concept of outstanding shares exactly right there.
Exactly. Since those 120 shares are now treasury stock, they aren't in the public's hands.
So, okay, let's unpack how that actually hits the math for our weighted average.
Because they were acquired in December, they were only not outstanding for 1 month of the year.
Right, so we take that 120 and multiply it by 1/12.
That gives us a weight of 10 shares to subtract from our final total.
It's those little details that keep the earnings per share numbers honest.
What is fascinating here is how these tiny adjustments really change the final story for investors.
We truly appreciate your sharp eye and for keeping us. Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so then, but then they were only acquired for a month.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
They were acquired on December 1st, so they were only like in effect for a month.
Exactly, you caught the timing
Ah, yeah,
And then if this treasury stock won't be split, there's only gets split for outstanding stock.
Exactly, you caught the timing perfectly. Since they were acquired on December 1st, there's only 1 month left.
right. So that is 1/12 of the year. Oh, yeah. Go on.
And then the 40% stock dividend. So they issued more stock for the dividend.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
So they issued more stock for the dividend. Is that correct?
You've got it. A 40% stock dividend means the company is literally issuing more shares to stockholders.
Right, it's like the company saying, for every 10 shares you own, here are 4 more.
It increases the total number of shares outstanding without the investors having to pay any cash.
But what's really cool is how that dividend interacts with everything else we've discussed.
Exactly, like those 120 treasury shares you'd spotted in the timeline.
You brought up a really sharp point about whether those treasury shares get split or dividend adjusted, too.
That is such a nuanced observation. In our specific
3 divided by 12 times 600 times 2 times 1.4 12. Thousand times 1.4. Yeah. 3 times 4 times 600 is 2 times 1.4. 40 times 4 times 120 times 120 3206.